Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Five Aside and Soccer Takes with AK. This is this is our first recording of 2026. Happy New Year,
I know, right?
Not
Another banger.
man, not the Happy New Year I was looking for, man. My club told me Happy New Year in a different way. So
guys. This is a beautiful New Year gift for Chelsea fans.
more we start the year again, I beg.
But, but I mean, I don't think any other club would have done this besides Chelsea, though. This is literally. I mean, okay, by their standards, it's crazy, but this is still Chelsea at the end of the day. Like,
Aye, this
it's
is this is
it's,
the,
it's part of it.
our this is fourth manager in 5 years, so you can imagine. So I
Mm.
don't know. I really don't know how to explain it because you can look at the board's angle from a different whole perspective, and then you can look at Maresca's angle. So it's how do I put it? It's not a one way road. It's not only a one party. So I think both parties are to blame for the whole debacle around the whole transfer. City reaching out to him, wanting his services. So it's been a roller coaster. And I think has been in the background for about
Yeah. Let me ask a
3 months
question.
now,
Because I remember
longer than what we're seeing.
I remember when he came out for a press conference. I was talking about how he was not being supported and everything. At the time, I thought he was taking a dig at the media, but I guess thinking back now, that was directly at the board. Literally, he was talking about him not being supported and whatnot, and like blah 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 earlier in the season when I think they had just won. You guys had just won a game as well. Because at the time, I was thinking he was coming at the media maybe for like overly criticizing him despite
Yeah.
the successes.
Was it after the Everton game where
And
he
yes,
said
after the
this is
Everton
the
game as
last
Yeah, it
well.
was
game?
Everton game, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, let's get the perspective right here. So it was actually throwing a jibe at the medical team at Chelsea,
Mm.
and where he said it's the worst 48 hours has ever been. And the fact is because of the medical team clears the players that are allowed to play, and it felt like there are some players that are just holding, like that are holding them down. Like, and the backlash Maresca has been getting week in week out that is rotating players and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I can presume that there's some the players that like are protecting like Fofana, James, Palmer, who the he felt these guys are good to go, and the medical team felt like no, they're not good to go. So him not having the say on that one made him say what he said. So he was throwing it was directly throwing his attack at the medical team. And
Mhm.
also, he also felt like his position at the club was untenable. Like it was not getting defended, despite what it feels like. Things he have done so far with the squad that was given to him. I've been able to put you at a pedestal of top four. We've won like 2 trophies. Even currently, right now, we're seeing the major competitions. I mean, mathematically, the Premier League is out of sight, but FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, and what have you, we're still there. You understand, and you cannot write us off this competition. So it felt, it wasn't being defended and supported enough by the board, by the superior, by the directors and stuff like that. And he's been hinting at this over time. And yeah, I think I just want to just put a clarity on that on that statement, right?
That
Because I
situation.
earlier thought it was like attacking the board. I mean, obviously, technically, in the grand scheme of things, it's at the board. But
Yeah.
for that interview that quote was for the medical team.
Okay. I know you're saying that it's a lot more complicated because I know there are some people who basically feel like, yeah,
Right.
this board has thrown our club into chaos. This is all their fault. Like he's done what he's supposed to do, and what do you expect him to do with what like resources is being handed to him, like the young players and whatnot. Despite all of the difficult situation that the board has created for him, he's been able to do something. So a lot of people basically absolve him of any blame, and clearly you're not of that party.
Definitely. See, the topic of my whole rant today is going to be surviving Maresca because I'm from the school of thought that this guy has not been impressive for far longer than we've seen. Yeah, we've grinded out games. Yeah, we've been able to, put in an in-swinger, score from a set piece. But the general attacking play that we've been seeing last season, even though we took like the stretch of 7 games to, kind of get back up to speed and compete for that top four. This year has been totally a different question. I mean, yeah, we win games, but there's still that doubt in the attacking play. And I've said it, times without number. I do not think that he's a long-term solution, And I get it. He's a brilliant tactician, in the games where we get a lot of space. But in terms of breaking teams down, I do not understand why this guy still wants to invert.
Mm.
Because if you're inverting, you're not creating space. And to be honest, I pity our Chelsea wingers. Yeah, they're the most criticized wingers in the Premier League. We see Doku, who does this his dribble and tries to, at the end of the day, there's no end product. But we see players like Neto, we see players like Estaval try to do something, always double team. So if we're not creating attacking overloads, how are we going to break teams down? And I've said it is not sustainable. We need to change it. And if you look at our record, so Chelsea, let me just put some stats out there. I was talking with AK earlier. Chelsea have lost 15 points from winning positions this season.
Mm-hmm.
11 of those points
I think
have
it's
come
20,
from home.
20 Premier League and Champions League, yeah.
Yeah, no, plus Champions League, yeah, it's
Yeah, okay,
20.
yeah.
From winning positions alone, 11 of them have been from home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Our last 6 games, we've won one only, and we've won one game only. That was Everton and Cardiff. So basically, we've not won this December at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the table where we are now, yeah, we're fifth, he's done this and he's done that, but people are not looking at the bigger picture. If you look at the points between where we are now, we're at 30 points. Liverpool past few games have had like worse records. Man United is we don't even need to talk about Man United. Shout out Man United fans, but we don't even to bring Man United into this. But their season has not been good enough as well. But somewhere we find ourselves kind of not leaving a particular position on the table, which is very disappointing, to be honest. If you look at the table right now, between Chelsea, which is at fifth, we are 5 points away from 14th, which means if we lose on Sunday, we start to fall between 8th and 9th place. I mean, we're mid-table because so if you don't sack him at City, when are you going to sack him? Because I don't see us improving, to be honest. And we struggle once we start, becoming familiar with that 8th, 9th position where, some other. I don't want to bring Manchester United again, but when we start to get comfortable with that, it's hard to get out of that, and that's why I feel like, it was a matter of when we're going to sack him, and I think the board decided that, with whole um, distractions with City and the whole distractions with Juve and just a whole lot going on. It was just good to just start the new year
So
fresh. So
basically,
I feel I just support them. I
so
support
basically,
the
you don't
decision.
you've not seen progress from last season now.
Exactly. It's evil, but it's necessary evil. That's how I put it.
Oh, okay. But what do you have to say to the like people that would say things like, yeah, okay, after everything he did last season, all the chopping and changings, Nico Jackson being a 15 goal striker, being sent on loan and being replaced by someone like Liam Delap, who's basically not unproven completely, and also not signing someone to like replace Cole despite his long term injury, despite Maresca requesting for like a centre back. What would you say to that?
So I feel like he has a tendency. Okay, let's even take it back. I feel like we started the season not on a strong foot. Yeah, we drew 0-0 to Crystal Palace. I remember Josh Archampong starting at the lineup, but I think that he has not used the squad judiciously. When I mean that, I mean like giving people minutes here, giving people minutes here. We saw Andre Santos, I think, against Leeds, and we never saw him again. Why? I mean, these players are developing. They're bound to make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you still have to use them. Okay, now that next week we're playing City and Caicedo is in yellow card, now you want to throw him in a 90-minute game. So you need to find a way to use your squad. And I know it sounds like, oh, I'm being insensitive. Oh, we're not challenging. But at the end of the day, we have to use our score. We have to make use of our squad. Look at Hato. Hato couldn't even replace Cucurella the last game. Gusto had to play left back. So it's to me, it's just is man management, and not to talk about his errors, in some games that we've lost as well. Not making the right substitution. So it's a whole lot on his part as well. That's what I'll
Mm.
say.
I see Akan is very, very already on the sidelines. Trying to have a joke. Okay,
I
okay,
mean,
what
I
do you think?
mean, let's talk about the issues here, but now I feel like the issue I'm having with most Chelsea fans is just double standard. You feel me, yeah? And you can't come out, and it's not just Ini. You can't come out and say, oh, we should not be comfortable with the eighth or ninth position in the league. You understand? We should be challenging, to compete in the title for the title, at the league, and doing wonderful things, and rightly so. Chelsea being Chelsea, I understand where they're coming from. Proper Chelsea, this is what they expect. This is the expectation, right? From the bounce of a decent season we had, right? Now my thing is very simple, yeah. There's something when I say we need quality in the squad depth. It's for conversations like this. You understand? This is we're coming from the Chelsea that we know back in the days, whereby you have a Makelele, Asian, and Mikel all vying for one position. That's quality right there. And when I say quality in squad depth, it's not just putting in numbers around. It's whereby if this one is not 100%. Whoever is coming to replace him is like give or take 98, 99. He can get displaced. We saw the when Chilwell was in Chilwell, we saw Macaulay and Chilwell vying for one spot. You understand? When you see, Roman Abramovich and Marina, when you see their signings back in the days, you were seeing quality being brought to the team. Why? To bring about called healthy competition. And the beauty of this healthy competition is it makes everybody stay on their toes, man. Like it's not guaranteed for you. At the point we were seeing Drogba and Torres one position. At the point we were seeing Drogba
True,
and Luka
true.
one position. You understand? This I can go literally on and on. At the point we even saw Czech and Thibaut Courtois one position. It's quality in squad depth. You
Quality.
can't have this quality and look at the trajectory. Look at the success we won over this when we had these squads, man, in different eras. Bro, Premier Leagues, Champions League, FA Cups, like the list could go on and on. You understand? So my thing is, you don't give. It's like when they say so much is given, much is expected. They're like, what are you giving Maresca to expect what you're expecting? During the preseason, we lost Levi Colwill. This I was there. Everybody was there. That was the game against Bayer Leverkusen. This man literally said, "We want a proper defender. He will talk to the board." He literally said it. After he made that statement, the next preseason game we had against Milan, he now said, "I like my squad." In the space of less than 7 days, what's that telling you? That means he has gone to the board and they've talked him down.
Mhm.
We've seen him being getting talked down week after week, time and time again, because everything is just media training. When someone comes and say I want a player, then he comes and say I like my squad. That what I'm saying right there is just media training. It's trying to say, listen, I told them, they didn't listen to me. You
Mm.
understand? You
Mhm.
can't be bringing okay, like you mentioned Hato now. Can you compare the quality of Hato and Cucurella? In the past tense, and I'm not trying to single out Ato here. I think we're buying. I say giving Betson. I think we're actually buying talent. I think we're buying talent. But please, brothers and sisters in the Lord, you cannot compete for the big titles with talent. It can happen. There's a
Some
one-off.
young talent.
There's a one-off. That's a okay. When Tuchel came and won the Champions League with Messi Mount and Co. That's a one-off. But did it happen the next season? These are
No.
things that I feel like Chelsea fans need to look into perspective before we point at Maresca. I'm not trying to justify Maresca here. I'm not saying he didn't make mistakes. When we had the red card saga, Maresca he made mistakes. There are certain games this season, the Leeds game, the Bournemouth game. There are some games that I feel like yes, this is you. The Aston Villa game, yes, and he has literally come and said, okay, listen, in these games, I've made mistakes. It's on me. Managers make mistakes in games.
Mhm.
The great Mourinho that we all worship and adore in Chelsea made mistakes. Even the great Tuchel make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But give this man a quality squad, and then we can now start judging him properly. I'm not saying don't blame him when we lose games, but to come out and say holistically our problem in Chelsea is Maresca, I feel like that's a little bit beyond the belt. You understand?
Nobody's saying that it's only America, and that's why I said earlier that we heard the news this morning. Sky Sports, the famous journalist that breaks transfer news, he said, "Oh, there was a reason why we don't know because we never knew all this before this morning."
The thing is,
and a lot of things.
it wasn't even sacked. Let's put that out there for to be clear. The man literally left, and which me personally,
He left.
I will blame him for it because first of all, I feel like I told you this half aside. I told you the last time I said I feel like the job is overwhelming him. I said I feel like the job
because he's been found out.
Yeah,
let's call it what it is. He's been found out.
I feel like he should have had a thick skin to say, you know what, what's come to us, I will hold it down to the end of the season.
I read something. I read something where the board were like, I know, yes, he left, but it didn't look like his job was completely safe either. It seemed like his
job wasn't safe. That's why he said it wasn't being defended at. The way this thing works, I feel like the medical team clears you to play. An Italian man again, you know how they are. I can tell. They say, "I know, I want Palmer to play," and they said, "No, Palmer cannot play." And I feel like that's scuffle, and he felt like he took it to the upper echelon of the board, and then they didn't answer him and stuff like that. So he felt left out. The man literally felt left, and he felt like after what I've done. I mean, technically, what have you done? But yes,
what has he really done?
With the squad
I give Maresca a lot of credit. I give him a lot of props, but the trophies. No. I give him props, but the trophies he's won last season, to me, were of individual brilliance, right? Because you could look at like the, let's say, last 10 games of the season. Our football kind of, because for me, I look at how we are playing. You as Arsenal fan, you've seen Arteta manage this club for 6 years now. There are times where, but I think your first 2 seasons you finished like 8th or 7th or something, right? But you saw how you were playing, and I feel like this season, I think one of the most exciting games I've seen were maybe Liverpool, Barca, and it looked like a new Chelsea. I'd never seen that before, especially the second half, So that's what we wanted to see. Like, we understand that, okay, you don't have the best squad, but we want to see you play. And I feel like this is not the best like the squad can do. Yeah, we can say, oh, quality, but I feel like his system limits the players or just makes them want to play safe, not lose the ball, or but I just don't see I feel like attackingly he has reached his limits. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying any coaching, any adjustments.
Nah, I agree with Ini 100% on this one. You understand? Me, I feel like
wouldn't you credit him for the player
Maresca's plan A is his plan B, plan C. That is only plan A is his plan B and plan C. And once it gets figured out, it is what it is. And I've been against it, time after time and after time again. Now, where I'm coming from is the board should have at least backed up the manager, give him a proper enabling environment for him to thrive. And I didn't see it. I didn't see it from the board in any way. You understand? I think we've come to a point whereby, yes, we cannot undermine or emphasize the importance of directors in football, right? But my thing is, should it be where if there are directors in the team, they should be on the same page with the coach? Like I feel like there should be a proper tandem between the coach, the directors, and the board. Because I don't think the Joao Pedro and the lab signings were actually quote unquote Maresca type of signings.
This is all Joe Shields. You already know I don't know whether he's trying to form the next Avengers of ex-Manchester City academy players, because I don't understand why.
Do you guys think the board is actually committed to success? Do you actually think the board is actually committed to success? Because you guys are saying that they're not giving him the tools, they're not giving him the players and everything. But this guy has spent a lot of money, the most in the Premier League since 2022.
On what, my guy? What are you spending this money on?
That's what I'm saying. It looks like if you're spending all this money and we can't expect your team to actually have a go at the biggest titles like the Champions League and the Premier League, what are you really doing? Is it just is Chelsea become like a system that gets the best young talents and like moves them
We are
We have
doing.
never been a
for profit?
team to get to. We have never been a team to work on or improve talent. That
Yeah,
is not
that's what
our
I'm saying.
DNA.
That's the old Chelsea. See, this only similarity between this Chelsea and the last Chelsea is the completely consistent chopping and changing, firing managers and buying players. But now, this unlike the other one that was doing it for buying like ready-made talent to win. This one seems more
This one is of disagreement.
profit.
It's a shame.
No,
So
you just called it out there, Chooks, and I don't know if you agree with what you're saying. Like you're buying talent, yes, there are potential talents, but now you're telling the manager to do what? To improve the talent and still compete. And I throw a question to everybody, to all Chelsea fans out there, even all fans out there. For the past 10 years, tell me a team that has won the Premier League by improving talents there. Collectively. I'm not saying
None.
quality players, I'm not
yeah.
saying proven players, I'm saying talent. For
And
the
we
past
young, we
10
young
years,
players. Like
for
there's
the
a
past
saying, you
for the
don't win
past
with
10
kids.
years, I've not seen that team. Look at Manchester City right now, guys. Semenyo is joining them today or tomorrow.
Okay, but
They'll give one
Loki,
application that
I
tomorrow
have a
is
counter to my
Semenyo
own
joining
point.
them.
I have a counter to my own point actually. Yes, we know they've signed a lot of young players that they're just developing them, but I feel like this team does have some little like scattering of experience around. Like I mentioned in the last pod, like someone like Rhys James, Cucurella, and the keeper and a couple of players who are like,
Just five. Just five.
shouldn't that be enough at
Give me
least?
just five. Give me just five. Cucurella, Rhys James, Caicedo, Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, which is actually questionable if I've seen the consistency. So let me hold on to Fernandez and you know what? I would say Levi Corriel with a five for me. Enzo Fernandez is like 5.5. Because I've seen couple games where he's out of the game. But when I call these are the five, let me say 5 or 5.5 spine that we still can hold our team on. And you
Mhm.
cannot win a trophy with that. Because the reason is this, even the 5 players I literally called, 2 or 3 this season, last season, that they had fitness worries. So I'm not even seeing them for a good amount of 10 games straight. But not it's just now we're seeing it with James 10 games. Have we seen Rhys James 10 games? I mean consistently. Not
Yeah.
1, 2 drop, not one. I mean consistent. We're not even
Yeah, the
seeing
amount
them.
of rotations is wild. You think that okay, he's doing this to protect players, but it's too often. I don't know if you can develop a rhythm with that much chopping and changing consistently in your first
See,
team.
the thing is, the second team is not good enough.
Yeah.
I won't say professional players are not good, but they are not good enough up to required standard. Look at a team like Arsenal. Look at your team. For every player, you just don't have another body, another figurehead, another someone who's just collecting money and just training. You have someone that can walk into other top 6 teams. If I have Nkapi right now, I'll take him. If I have Mascara now, I'll take him. If you give me Ben White that you're not even playing, I'll take him in my team. So that at least if I bench with James, I don't know, yeah, he can play right back or play inverted, whatever he wants to play, he can play because the quality we know is there.
Quality is there. That's it.
So I think, see, I've said it. Me, I've blamed the board. They have their own things, but the board are still there. They bought the club with their money. You can't tell them anything. They will fire who they want and
Maresca
bring
knew
in who
this.
they want.
He knew
And
about
he
this
knew
money.
this, and I think it coupled with bad performances, coupled with the unsettlement of the manager. We hearing like as an employer, I hear that you're this week you're linked to Juve, and week you're linked to Juve, and then you're going to the press conference and not saying things or communicating correctly. Those chains of events and coupled with disagreement with the medical team, just like what AK mentioned, is just it just feels like an eruption, and it's like he couldn't continue at that job anymore. And even if he try to stay well. If we lost at City, the pressure was going to mount. If we lost or drawn any other game, the pressure was going to mount. What do we do when we start slipping into 8, 9, 10? He's going to get sacked anyway. So I felt like that the whole relationship was over probably 2 months
That makes
ago.
sense. I feel like both of you are in some ways kind of have like balanced takes about the whole thing.
But
So I mean,
me,
even though
my
I
own
think
thing is
you're
I
more
don't
against
we
Maresca, he's more
we
against the board.
my own thing is, yes, he's been amazing, but are we really missing
Amazing,
much? No. Yeah, I'm saying
amazing.
it's been amazing because of what he had. Won 2 trophies, first season as a Premier League manager, qualified for the Champions League. With the youngest squad. Has a European trophy, completed the set for us, won us world. He's a world champion. Like, I mean, for the next 4 years,
That's
whether
fair.
we like it or not,
That's true.
and that will always be on his CV. That's why I said it was amazing with what he had. But I feel like, when the relationship is no longer there in football, you already know what I mean.
But are there really any quality managers in the market right now, though? Like, I hear you guys are going after the Strasbourg manager, the young guy.
Like you see the joke of turning to like, and this boils down. I like what he even said. At least if there's anything Manny will agree at is the fact of quality,
Hmm.
and he said it himself. I
Yeah,
didn't say it for him. But that's my problem out here. Because if you take out this, if Maresca has gone, that's a fact. It's gone now, right? You want to bring in, you bring in Zidane, Klopp, whoever, Simeone. They're still going to come and play with Gittins, Hato,
facts.
Badiashile, Tosin, Philip
We
Jorgensen,
suffered though as a club.
bro, Delap.
We've been through a lot.
Bro, what's funny? I didn't watch the second half of the game against Bournemouth. I slept off in the second half. I was watching the highlights today review, right? Bro, I saw the cross and the nodding that Delap. I said, Jesus Christ, fuck.
Yeah, that
Forgive my
was
French. I'm like, bro, this is a professional player that is playing for Chelsea. The quality,
It's too raw.
the
that was
quality in all
horrid.
departments is highly questionable. The second team is nothing to write them about. This is what we're not vying for the Conference League. My goal as a Chelsea fan was at least win a domestic trophy, FA Cup or Carabao Cup, go as far in the Champions League, and then at least compete somewhat in the Premier League. Then I say third, fourth. But with the second team we're having, we're not even sure of that.
Yeah.
Our first team, our spine that literally caught for the first team, out of 5 or 6 of them, we only see 3 of them consistently. From that 3,
Struggling.
one is struggling in games. Enzo Fernandez.
And you know what makes it more difficult? At least last season in the Conference League, you guys could actually play your second team. They were good enough to
And
actually do
let's talk
that.
about that conference. Let's not even let's not mention that competition. If you notice, I hardly talk about that competition. The only thing that did for us was to complete the sets. That thing,
Yeah.
I won't call it a trophy. That thing did for us.
No, but what I'm saying is that at least you could rest the first team and play
Bro,
in the
we could
conference.
rest the
But now you
first
can't
team
rest the
playing
first
for a
team.
thing. What that's the thing. It's just a metallic object that we want
Yeah.
to complete the set. That's all it did. But the fact is, we don't have a good second team not even to challenge for the first team.
Hmm.
So think about it. There's no pressure and there's no competition in the first team.
Yeah.
Clara will come and tell you that, listen, even when I play rugby to dance mode, my jersey is still short for me. At Chelsea, I love Caicedo to beats, but I'm telling you, if Caicedo has someone like an Onana at Aston Villa vying for his jersey, some stupid tackles that he makes, he will not make it. This I take it for free.
Mm.
Palmer is our heavenly father right now. If you had a proper number 10 competing with Palmer, I'm telling you, the past 2-3 games, you'll see a better Palmer. Because that's what competition does for you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at João Pedro and Delap. Listen, you can insult João Pedro for all you can. Ask any Chelsea fan now, will you take Delap to play next game? They'll tell you no. Literally no. And now we have to now manage our João Pedro. Because now Pedro knows that push comes to shove, he's starting the next game.
No, that's fact.
You're going to change the manager. Yes, manager has left. He left, he got fired, he got sacked. The bottom part is not there again. You're going to bring another manager to do what? To work with these same players? Now, if the question is improve the team, please quote me on this. If it's to improve the team, then yeah, fine and good. But don't come and say improve the team and then win the Premier League. Because you're contradicting yourself. You don't get money, you won't go do Oble for that December. Make it make sense. You understand? That's all I'm trying. That's all I'm trying to say. I understand everybody's frustration against Maresca. I fully understand it. I'm not against it. Every point that Ina has brought out here, having just one plan, stock as
Substitutions.
inverted fullback play. You understand? Not able to break down smaller teams. Yes, 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 and another yes again. But if you don't improve the squad and give him something to work with, I'm telling you, it's like a boomerang. It's still coming cycle after cycle after cycle, and that's just my take on it.
Okay. That's fair though. But you guys didn't tell me. I guess there's no excitement about the Strasbourg manager, right? Who
Come
might
on
be,
now,
might be,
bro.
might be the next big
That's
thing.
Who be they say now
You
who
guys,
be
you guys are
cause
not
Obu?
just rearing
listen,
players.
listen, listen.
Yeah,
Who
rearing
be
managers
cause
too.
Obu? His name. See, I heard it. I mean, I've been quite familiar with him as far as I've not really been following his work, but I'll say he's gonna be way out of his depth. The
Mm.
Premier League is no joke. Like we can all to win 3 points, it takes like a lot of physicality, it takes a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
tactics, grit. It's not longer like a walk in the park anymore. Like
And the
ask Man
pressure.
City. Man City recently, sometimes they play great, sometimes they don't play great. They're still able to grind out the wins, but they know that it's not that dominance till 90 minutes
Facts.
anymore. You switch off and you can concede, which is what
Facts.
happened in that. We
Anybody can beat
scored. We
anybody.
scored.
Yes.
They scored. They came back. No, they scored first actually, but they scored 2 goals from long throws. I mean, if you look at it, and if you don't have that physicality or those leadership, in times where like you need to just stay in the game, there's nothing a coach could do. So I just think that this is another like what do you call a bandage, the your arm is still swelling, but you're putting bandage. I mean,
Facts.
at
It's
some
barely a
point
Facts.
you're
bandage if you
gonna
ask me. It's barely a bandage if you ask me. It's more like a project almost doomed to fail, if I hear you correct.
I won't even lie to you guys, man. If you ask me, who I want us to go for, me personally, let's go for Jurgen Klopp. Let's tempt him. I mean,
I
it's not
think
going to
I
happen.
think he's done with football.
Yeah, I think it's done with football. I think it's done, and also him being a proper Liverpool legend and all that. I mean, but listen, I tell you what, if it was under Abramovich, Marina, they would tempt him.
Yeah, but
Roman will tempt him. Roman will send his best private jet to him.
of course, but that's not the
Roman will tempt
model.
him. I would love us to go. It's just
And they already
Chelsea.
they already said it too. They already
I
said
don't.
it. They
This
are
is the
not
bad.
going
This is what
to
I'm talking
stop.
about right here. This
They
is
are going to
bad.
keep buying young players. They are not going to stop.
Young players and young managers.
And they want a yes man. Don't forget, and I feel like that. I feel like now Maresca started growing wings since he felt like he has won quote and unquote 2 trophies
You
now.
can't blame him though. He came from Leicester, so he
And
couldn't
now,
play
and now he
stadium
wants.
before.
I can tell he wants now that he has won 2 trophies. He feels like what? I actually can go and win the Premier League. Who knows? I can win Champions League. Who knows? I can want better players. So I feel like that's conversation that he was having with the board day in day out.
Mhm.
Like they are growing wings now. I'll be now I can talk to the press anyhow. So
Yeah,
them I can just tell they want a yes man. So
yeah.
my mind, I would love us to go for Jurgen Klopp, but with what I've seen so far in the crop of managers around the world in Europe, I'm just saying if it's just tailor-made, tailor suits for Fabregas. Young guy, young
Mhm.
coach. Is a
That's,
name
that's a
that
good
when
shout.
when he rings in Stamford Bridge, everybody will hear it will be calm. You understand? It's not like you remember when we fired the coach and brought in Rafa Benitez, that was a wrong PR to even put in right there. But someone like Fabregas, I can just tell is a perfect name that Chelsea fans we relax with. They're not happy about the sack, but because it's Fabregas, they're calm. The football world is calm when you hear the word Fabregas. You understand? He's a young coach. He's working with young players at Como. You understand? So it just fits. He's like a proper yes man. But what I would say is if they want to bring Fabregas to make it now a proper PR move, Now bring Fabregas and bring John Terry as assistant coach. I said, okay, yes. Now the proper Talaperi movie.
Okay. And maybe you guys can get Nico Paz too.
It's going to be it's very sensitive times like for the club. I am very glad that the City game was not at home because I think I would have seen a very like a bad uproar, protest, something like that, booze, whatever it is. Thank God we have to go away, so we don't have to see any of that. But I still think we I think we should not rush. I don't know when is the man we're in the January transfer window, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. Maybe you accept maybe the next 3 games and see because I think I'm hearing that the under 21 coach is going to be in charge of the Manchester City game, and then maybe in
Not
this
Caballero.
no the one that's at the academy.
Okay.
I forgot his name. Yeah, he's going to be in the charge of the City game, and then the subsequent days they'll be able to announce a new manager. So I don't know. I think the Fabregas shouts. I'm liking the idea of that because he does have a philosophy. Uh, I'm liking the idea because I've been seeing what he's been doing. Come on, side eye. I've been kind of paying attention, and I think we'll have a lot more grace and patience for him because at the end of the day, these managers that we speak about, they're human beings as well. There's a lot of things going on in their lives, as well.
That makes
So I
sense.
think it'll kind of cushion the blow to Chelsea fans. So that's more like a reasonable appointment to me.
Okay. So I know both of you both want Fabregas, but who do you think is the most likely they will actually?
I don't want Fabregas. So
Oh yeah, you want Klopp. You want Klopp. You
I
want Klopp.
want Klopp. He
Yes.
wants Fabregas. I think the coach will appoint Fabregas for people like him to be happy.
Oh, okay. So you think Fabregas is the more likely
I know,
appointment
but
than the Strasbourg
AK
manager?
is
But
not being realistic because
I'm hearing
Klopp is
Fabregas.
like,
I'm
come
hearing
on,
the Strasbourg. I'm also
this,
hearing.
this
I'm hearing Javi too. I'm hearing Javi in the
Javi.
conversation too. It
I
is, man,
mean,
oh my God.
I think
Chai.
I think we spoke to did we speak to Javi when we wanted to hire was it Poch? I think we
Wait,
Yeah, I
spoke to
think so. Yeah, I think
I
Enrique. We
think
spoke to Enrique. We spoke
so.
to I think the Barcelona manager
Yeah, we spoke to even
Hansi
The
Flick.
German coach spoke to him too.
Yeah, as
I think
well.
Yeah,
I think
So
Rosinio, that's Liam Rosinio, is the most
yeah.
likely manager for you guys.
exactly.
I don't think
I
so.
was about to say that.
Me personally, I don't
we
think they
we
will.
just don't want to put it out there.
I don't I don't think I don't think the club I don't think they will do it. I feel like it's a huge I think it's a huge upgrade on that guy. Like I don't think they will do it though. I don't see
I
it
mean, if they
happening.
can get Fabregas,
I'm
I think they'll
suspecting
get
the
him.
I'm suspecting them they'll do Fabregas. I'm suspecting I don't see them bringing that guy to the club. I don't
That
see
guy
it.
is going to be way out of his like.
Wait out of his way out of his league. Yeah, you're right.
That's
It's
fair.
I
it's
don't see
like
it
a
happening.
little kid, like 6-year-old kid putting his feet in a like let's say 5 feet
Who is
water.
that
Like,
football
come on.
manager? The one that became famous based off of football manager that was managing. Is that him? Is that Rosinio?
No, not him. No, not him. It's not the Brighton coach. Is it the Brighton
No, it's
coach?
not Deserbi, is it?
Not Dizabi, the new Brighton coach.
Yeah,
Not
the young
Oscar.
manager who became famous. Apparently, he played FM.
Yeah,
Or was famous in
I
the
know you're
ball.
talking about. I've heard it before.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that guy.
Anyway, though, you're saying that they will announce the next match after the Man City game. That's a shame. I was really hoping you guys
Yeah,
would do me
I think
a favor
because
this weekend.
what I had was they've been doing like their own vetting even
Okay.
before yesterday. I
Mm-hmm.
had that earlier this morning before they sent out the Chelsea New Year's something. I had that they were Maresca already like I think I think it's Wednesday morning. They said Maresca already like told the players that he's leaving and stuff like that.
Okay.
So and they've been doing their own vetting before yesterday or before Tuesday. So they've been doing that. So I think Ini said the academy coach will be we hold the game against City. I think it's with Caballero 'cause I don't think he has left. But either or, I don't care.
I mean,
That
is Cavallero is part of his crew, so I don't know.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think they're all
But
leaving because I think I was watching not watching, I was looking at the Instagram posts. So they were thanking Willie, Maresca, and the whole of the coaching
oh,
staff.
okay, okay,
Oh,
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I guess it's the academic guy then.
Do you think there's a
I think
chance?
I think they'll name a new coach by next week.
Do you think you guys have a chance? Do you think we have a chance? Because I'm also part of. I have a stake in the game. Do you think we have a chance against City this this Sunday?
Look, I would say it's the Etihad. We haven't won there in forever,
Bro,
so that
forever.
doesn't help matters. But I think we're gonna give City a game. Because I've watched a few of their performances. Yeah, Cherky, brilliance, the game against was it Nottingham Forest? I watched that game, the one he scored. There was a controversial foul before the play. They've not been at that level that we know City of. I don't think we're gonna win the game, but I think it's going to be an interesting game. So I for you, the neutral party, I think maybe a draw will be the best
I can hope for.
outcome for you. Yeah.
All right.
City just drop points. That's all you want.
All right. All
But
right. All right.
I'm trying to see if you be delusional with what you want to say, Uni. But I like how you just said that draw to calm things down. Let's call it speed is speed. Yeah, let's call it speed is speed. Yeah, you understand? When the way this thing works is the manager goes, the sack manager or whatever. They bring like I said the under 21 coach to come in. What they do is when they go to the next game, they pack the bus, and then try to hold it down for the rest of the game, and then maybe try one or two counter, game over. You understand? This Chelsea squad cannot come and pack the bus. They will come out and play. Now the question is, for the past 2 years, they've been playing what one thing, inverted football. So you're telling me this under 21 coach will come and perform miracle. Is this not Tukelu? This is not Tukelu. If you can't perform miracles, a new tactics. Okay, are we going to play inverting? Are we going to play fullback? Play the fullback bumping up and down. You understand? But I know most of these players, they were attached to Maresca, Kurela and co, Caicedo and co. You understand? Let's call it speed is speed. If
So
we go
no
there,
hope.
2-0, we have won. If we go there and then they beat us 2-0, we won the game.
No faith. But I'll say this. I'll say this to you, AK. We've played the top six. We've only lost to United, and we had the red card early on. Sanchez getting sent off, and and we've won every other big game, including Barcelona in Champions League. So I'll leave you with that.
Yeah, this sport would drag along, but we played those games with a coach in the helm of affairs. We don't have a coach right now, so thank you.
Anyway, guys, it's been a fun conversation. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Ini, hopefully we do more of this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. We've come to the end of the pod. The Chelsea special. This was an emergency pod, low key, but it was fun.
Emergency, for real.
Right.
But guys,
Thank you, Ini, man.
But, shut up. Big shout out to you guys, man. Happy New Year to everyone watching.
Happy New Year.
To you guys.
Happy New Year. All right,
I hope we do this soon. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Comment, subscribe to SoccerTakesWithAK and 5-a-side, and make sure you share to all your friends. All right, guys.
All right. Bye. Peace out. Yeah.